Around we left. Yeah, so new chapter. So the eighth chapter, and as we mentioned, this is regarding Narayana Kavacha, which is a very popular and effective prayer. Kavacha is protection and protection of Narayana, and you'll see in all the different ways in this Kavacha, we are invoking the Lord to protect us. So you will see who has been saying this Narayana Kavacham, because in the last session we saw in the seventh chapter our Vishwarupa, who is an Asura partly, he has become the Guru of Brihaspati's place. He took Deva Guru, and then he made them win over the Asuras without much of an effort. So the Devatas won effortlessly with the help of Vishwarupa. Now, Parikshit has a question. How did this happen so effortlessly? What was that yaga mantra puja which Vishwarupa did? That is the question here. So you can see that Raja Vacha, Raja is Parikshit here. He's asking the first sloka. Yaya Gupta Sahasraksha Savahan Ripu Sainikan क्रीडन्निव विनिर्ज्यत्य जित्य त्रिलोक्या बुभुजे श्रियम्. Yaya Gupta, what is that secret? What is that secret knowledge of the Vidya? Sahasraksha Savahan, Sahasraksha Indra could finish his enemies. Kridanniva, as though in a very playful way, like in a very easy way, like a play. And then he got back his Aishwarya, Lakshmi, and started enjoying all the wealth in no time. What is that? Stotra or Kavacha. Bhagavan Masagtan Mamakhyahi Varma Narayanatmakam Yatha Tatha Yina Yatha Tatha Yina Shatrun Yaina Gupto Jayant Mrudhe. Bhagavan, hey Bhagavan, Shukadeva, this is Parikshit asking, Mama Kyahi, please let me know. Varma Narayana Atmakam. Narayana Varma, let me know the Narayana Varma, the Varma Sikicha, Varma Kala, they press certain points and it creates changes in the body in a very tremendously, powerful way. So that is a Varma. So here that is going to be in the form of Narayana Varma, Narayana Kavacha. Yatha, by which Adatayinaha, enemies, is people who are given to a lot of sins, asuras, shatrun, yena guptaha, ajayan mridhe, by which these shatrus were defeated. Explain me that Kavacha and also how could it happen with that. Shri Shukavacha Vrita Purohitas Mahendra Yanu Pruchate Narayanakyam Varmah Tadihaika Manas Shrunu Vrita Purohitas Twashtra. That Purohita Twashtra, that Purohita, that Pandit who is Twashta's son, Vishwarupa, for the sake of the Mahendra, Indra, Anuprichyate Narayanakyam, that comes at Shrunu Eikamanaha, with a focus, you all listen also. Because this Kavacha has got some initial preliminary steps, and then the Kavacha comes, and then there's a conclusion also. So may you all also listen with attention, so you also get the benefit. Vishwarupa Vacha Tautangri Racha Rachamya Sapavitra Udangmukha Kritaswanga Karanyasa Mantrabhyam Vagyata Shuchi. After washing your foot, your feet, your hands, and cleansing your face and mouth by using an achamana, achamya, achyuta namaha, ananta namaha, govinda namaha, sipping water with these mantras, or haraya namaha, mridaya namaha, shankaraya namaha, taking any three names of the Lord and cleansing yourself, making yourself pavitra, pure. Then wearing a pavitra also, sapavitra. Then udangmukha, sit facing the north. Krita swang karanyasa. Then you have to do some karanyasa, anganyasa and karanyasa. Nyasa means you are invoking the different devatas in the different parts of your limb, so you become a devata also. Rudra, Rudraksha Dharana Deva, Rudro Bhavati Nasamshaya. So wearing the mala, Rudraksha, and doing all this Anganyasa, Karanyasa makes you a Rudra. Wearing a Tulasi mala, and then doing all this Anganyasa and Karanyasa. Anga means all the limbs, Kara means all the fingers, parts of the hands. When you invoke all, like we're going to see that here. For this particular kavacha, what all the things we say during Anganyasa and Karanyasa, you'll see here in a minute. But what we are trying to say is that makes you a devata. You become a devata to worship a devata. So this is making you like a parshata. A nyasa here will make you like a parshata, like a follower, a divine follower of Vishnu Bhagavan. So your prayer is so much effective. There's mantra, there's a mantra vijnana, there's a nyasa. So all these are different types of sciences in those days. Right? We'll see now. Narayana Mayam Varma Yenna Hyed Bhaya Agate Padayor Januno Rupo Udare Hyadya Itorapsi Hridyathorasi. So this Narayana Kavacham you take up whenever you are in fear of enemy, fear of confusion, fear of making a wrong decision, fear of emotions, fear of real outside enemy. All those times you take the Narayana Kavacham. Okay, so Padayoho, Janu. So first you do the Nyasa. So Nyasa means you have to touch the different parts of your body, like your limbs, foot, Pada. Foot, I'm touching my foot right now. My feet with both my hands. And Padayo, Janu, before that ankle. Then Janu, knees. Then your stomach. Then your heart. Then your uras, the whole entire chest. Then your head. And like that, then your mouth and then your head. What do you say during this, touching these different parts? Om Namo Narayanaya. The aksharas of these words. Mukhe Shirasyanu Omkaradini Vinyaset Om Namo Narayanayeti Viparyaya Matha Piva. So you take each and every akshara, the syllable, the alphabets of this Om Namo Narayanaya. Say Om and touch your feet. Say Na and touch your knees. Say Mo and say na and touch your ankle. Say mo and touch your knees. Say bha and touch your stomach. Ga and touch your heart. Va and touch your chest. Te touch your. This is for Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. First for Om Namo Narayanaya. Let me start again. Om, feet. Then na for. Then you say na and then touch your ankle. And then mo, knees. Na, touch your stomach. Ra, heart. Ya, chest. Na, your mouth. Just you cannot do a touch your mouth because it is a place of saliva area. So you touch like this. Indirectly it says you're touching the mouth. And then your head. And then do it the reverse also. Ya, na, ya, ira, na, mo, na, ankle, and then om, feet, the reverse. So that means you have done the anganyasa. Then what you do? Mukhe shirasyanu purvyat, we saw that just now. Karanyasam tatah puryat. Then you do karanyasa. What you do right now is anganyasa. Anga means limbs, different parts of your body attached with the syllables. Karanyasam tatah kurya dvadashakshara vidyaya pranavadi yakaranta angulyangushta parvasu. Then you do karanyasa by dvadashakshara. Dvadashakshara is what? Om dvadasha akshara mantra means mantra with 12 aksharas, 12 alphabets, which is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And here you do Karanyasa and Pranavadi Yakarantam Angul Yangushta Parvasu. Okay, so let us see how we do that now. Okay. Om Namo Namo Bhaga, then reverse. Vate Vasu De. Then two meeting points in your tongue. Vaya. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasu Devaya, like that. So you have to do that. That is the conclusion of your Karanyasa also. Then Nyayed Vridhagritaya Honkaram Vikaram Kamurdhani Shakarantu Bhruor Madhye Nakaran Shikhaya Dishe. More Nyasa. So this is also, it doesn't include your limbs, it doesn't include your fingers, but it includes other parts of your body. Let us see. So now, Om Namo Vishnave. Right? Yeah, Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Namo Vishnave or Om Vishnave Namaha. So, see, Naye Dhritaya Omkaram. Hridaya Omkaram. Then Vikaramanu Murdhani. Shakarantu Bruvor Madhye, different syllables of Omkara, okay? So, sorry, Om Vishnave Namaha. Right? Shakara, Vishna, Shakara. Shakarantu Bruvor Madhye is here. Then Vishna, Nakaram, Shikayadisha, Shika, this is Shika. Shikayadishet. Vishnave, right? Karam, Netrayor, Yunjan. This is a netra. All your eyes you touch with the Vishnave, that way. Nakaran Sarva Sandishu. Then Namah, in that Nakara, Sarva Sandishu. Okay. okay, the entire, all the different nodes in your body. Then what is remaining? Na and then ma, maha, maha. Om na, Om Vishnave na. Until na we have finished. Then one ma is remaining and the visarga, aha is remaining. Makara mastra muddishya makara astra yapat. Okay, makara astra uddishya mantra murtir bhaved buddha savisargam shatantam tat sarvadikshu vinirdishet. Then makara, ma. Then visarga, maha. Astra, shakara, then makara, ma, astra, yavat. Aha, digbandha, maha. So, Om Vishnave Namaha also we covered like that by using it for different parts of your limbs. This is Astra, what you're doing what is that? A protection around you like this. Now you're ready for the month, for the Kavacha. Savisargam shadantam tad sarvadikshu nirdishet Om Vishnave Nama iti Atmanam paramam dhyayet dhyeyan shat shakti bheryutam vidya tejas tapo murtim imam mantra mudaharet. Do think of Bhagavan, Narayana in your heart and think you are not there, only Bhagavan is there. So your Atma and Paramatma is one way to the point that there is only Paramatma. Then you think of all the Shaktis of Paramatma, 6 powers of Paramatma, Bhaga, Aishwarya, overlordship, Dharma, all that is making all the order which is functioning the entire creation, that is the Dharma, Yasha, all the glory, Lakshmi is all the wealth, Jnana, all the knowledge, and then Vairagya is all the objectivity towards everything in the world. You see things as it is, that is Vairagya. So you see money for what it is. Bhagavan, if he has got all the wealth, Lakshmi, and if he has no Vairagya, then he is going to keep all the wealth to himself. But Bhagavan is giving it away. He knows its value. It is better when it is with you, especially those who can become Bhagavan's hands and legs and distribute the wealth, right? Distribute the wealth. So that is why Bhagavan says, Bhagavan is all Vairagya. So much of objectivity. He knows wealth for what it is. He doesn't have any exaggerated value towards the Lakshmi. He doesn't have any exaggerated value towards Yasha, have the fame and name. He doesn't have any exaggerated value towards your dharma. Sometimes you have to make a compromise on dharma. He doesn't have exaggerated value or power also, Aishwarya. That is the Vairagya. So Vairagya is very important. That is why we are getting all the benefit from the Lord. Vidya Tejas Tapo Murtim. Okay. Oh, Kavachaka, part. So that the Paschat, the Vidya, Tej, or Tapas, Swarup is Kavachaka. You are becoming a Swarupa of Vidya. This Kavacha is the Swarupa of Vidya. It is going to give you knowledge, Vidya, all kinds of knowledge, all skills and all talents and all Naipunyata. Okay? Naipunyata means all that is going to make you glorious, Vidya, Tejas. It's going to give you all the power. And also, it's going to give you all the tapasya, all the discipline also. What is power? What is knowledge without any discipline? So all that is packed in this kavacha. When you chant the kavacha, you will get all that. And of course, kavacha means protection. It's the main reason for this kavacha is a protection, because this was told by Vishwarupa to the devatas to be able to protect themselves from the asuras, which we all also need. And there is, sometimes there is so much of hate and all that going on. So you need all this kavacha for yourself, right? Okay, let us look at few shlokas of the Kavacha this week and then we'll conclude it next week. Om Harir Vidadyan Mana Om Harir Vidadyan Mama Sarva Rakshan Nayastangri Padma Patagendra Prishthe Dharari Charma Sigadeshu Chapa Ashandadhanoshta Gunoshta Bahu. Oh, ye Lord, Mahavishnu, Narayana, who is in the form of Omkara, Harihi, you Vidadhyan, Mama Sarva Rakshan, you who is the protector of me and everybody. Nastyangri Padmaha, Padagendra Prishte, your feet is resting on the back of the Garuda Pakshi, of that bird, Garuda, who is the vehicle for you. Your legs are on both sides of the back of the Garuda Paksha. And then you have your expression is of all the Aishwaryas, all the glories. Ashtamaha Siddhihi, like Anima, Garima, Lagima. Okay? Like the Siddhis of becoming big and small and invisible and all those different Siddhis, they're all serving you. So you can make use of them at any time for my protection, to become big, to become small, to disappear, to become heavy, to become light, right? All these are different siddhis. And then Bhagavan is holding what in his hands? He is holding conch, shankh, then chakra, and no lotus. Shankh, chakra, 8 limbs. Narayana is with the 8 limbs. He's got a conch, he's got a disc, he's got a mace, he's got a sword, he's got a shield, and he has got a shield, sword, shield, arrows, bow, 7, and then 8th one is the 8th hand. He has got the pasha, the noose with which he can tie the enemy. All that is God for us. Jaleshu mam rakshat mastsya murtihi yado ganebhyo varunasya pashat sthaleshu maya chatu maya vatuvamano vyat trivikramah khevapu vishvarupah. Jaleshu, from all the waters, hey Lord, protect me. Hey Lord, who is in the form of Matsya. Bhagavan was come as a Matsya Murti, avatar of a fish. You protect me from all those creatures in the waters, including bacteria and virus and everything. Varunasya Pasha, and you destroy them with the noose, with the Pasha you have given by Varuna. Sthaleshu, upon the earth, Maya Vatuva Manobhyat. You protect me, oh Lord, who has become the Vamana, whose small foot grew in size and measured all the earth and all that Vamana. May you be the protection on the earth for me. So in the waters we saw as Matsyavatara Bhagavan is protecting, and he can protect you on the surface as the Vamana. Trivikrama Keva Puvishwarupa. And then how about the sky? The Lord who became from Vamana as a Trivikrama with one foot raised towards the sky. May Bhagavan, that Bhagavan protect you as Vishwarupa. Now that Trivikrama was 1 foot is covering the entire sky. So Bhagavan as Trivikrama is going to protect you from sky. So you have protection under the water, you have protection on the surface of the earth, and you have protection above the earth also by invoking Vishnu Bhagavan through the slokas. Durgeshvatabhya jimukhadishu prabhuhu payan nrsimho sura yutha varihi vimunchato yasya mahattathasam disho vinetur yapatanscha garbhaha. Narasimha Bhagavan just by whose attahasa, whose presence and personality, all the directions shake in fear, and even those three demons, the demonic women who are pregnant with the demons who can destroy in the future, those demons, the demoness, they even get aborted blessed with the presence of Narsimha. So there's no birth of even an asura when there is Narsimha around, and he is going to protect you from all that is difficult, all kinds of difficulty, and also from forest and those kind of wild, situations. And Mukhadishu, Aji Mukhadishu, what are Vyaji, Vyaji Mukhadishu, Vyaji. Vyaji means all sorts of difficult situations. Then let us see the next sloka. Ranabhumi, Vyaji means they can, from the battlefield also, Narsimha can protect you. He's going to protect you by when you chant this sloka. Rakshatvasau madhvani yajna kalpah Swadamshtrayo nitadharo varaha Ramodrikuteshvata vipravase Salakshmano vyad bharatagrajosman Rakshatvasau madhvani yajna kalpaha. When you are on the roads, on the paths, who's going to help you? So we are not living any situation. Okay, all permutations and combinations of different situations in your life. So there has to be somebody on the streets to protect you. And Yajna Kalpaha. Who's that? Yajna Kalpaha is Varaha Murti. Bhagavan, Narayana's Varaha Avatara is going to protect you. Swadam, who has between his two tusks, he had carried the entire earth. So that is Varaha Rupa. Mudra Dharma. Then what else? Ramodri Kuteshvata. Parshurama is going to protect you in all the top when you are in the mountains. You need protection there also. That is going to be by Parasurama. Then when we are traveling, it is Rama along with Lakshmana and Bharata. They're going to protect you. That is what this chanting says. Mamugra dharma dakhilat pramadat Narayana patu narascha hasat Dattasva yoga tata yoganatah Payad gunesha Kapilah karma bandhat. Mugra dharmat. If anybody is doing black magic and whatnot against you, and from those, let Narayana himself protect you from those dangers, right? Suppose if because of those things, if you're going to be committing some mistakes, may Narayana protect you from that. Then from your own ego and arrogance and whatnot, whatever you can commit, from that, let the Rishi called Narayana, that Rishi called Nara, may he protect you. Then Dattatreya is going to protect you from any yoga brashta. Suppose if you are given to some sadhana and you make a lot of mistakes in your sadhana, who is going to fix it up for you and protect you from those, from those demerits, from the effects of those mistakes? Dattatreya. Payat Gunesha Kapila Karma Vandhat. From all the bindings of your karma, which is stifling, which is making you mess up in your role playing and all that. Who's going to protect you? None other than Bhagavan Narayana in the form of Kapilaha. Kapilaha, who is beyond all gunas. He's going to help you with that. Sanat Kumaro Vadhu Kamadevat Hayashirsha Mam Patideva Helanat Devar Shirvaryah Purusharchanantarat Kurmo Harim Mam Narayadasheshat Sanat Kumara, Lord Narayana Sanat as Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumaras are good. Sanat, Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanat, Sanatan, Sanandan, and Sanat Kumar. These are the four Sanat Kumars. They're going to protect you from Kama Deva, from all those mistakes you make because you have some binding desires where you lose your mind, those kinds of desires. Sanat Kumar is going to protect you. Then Hayasirsha is nothing but Bhagavan as the horse, Hayagriva, face of the horse, Hayagriva. He's going to protect you from all the mistakes you commit towards Devata, all those omissions and commissions, all those glossing over in your pujas and all that. Who's going to protect you? Srimad Narayana as Hayagriva. Then Devarshir Varyaha. Devarshi is Narada. Narada, take the name of Narada. The shloka is going to help you bring the name of, invoke the name of Narada, and he is going to protect you from Purusharchanantarat. He's going to protect you from all the other aparadas. Whatever you can think of, those mistakes you can commit towards devatas, towards the deities, in temple especially. We're going to see the list of that after the shloka. Then Bhagavan is Kurmavatara, as a tortoise. Harihi, Narayana is going to protect you. Nirayadasheshat, he's going to protect you from all sorts of naraka, all sorts of hell. After the body drops, from all sorts of hell, Bhagavan as Kurma Murti is going to help you. So likewise, there are Narayana Kavacham continues. We have completed until shloka 17. The rest of the shlokas are also part of Narayana Kavacham. Very important, very significant in your life to listen and just pay attention and focus on all that, and you'll get all the benefits. And if possible, you can even repeat after we chant, maybe later. But right now, we'll try to complete that by next week. But here, I want to just go over the list of aparadas before we conclude. I'm going to go over, look at this big list here. What all the aparadas you can do. It seems there are 32 aparadas, 32 types of mistakes you can do, even in temple. And let us see what all that, and we can try to avoid that. But this shloka says, you're invoking Bhagavan as Narada to be forgiven for all those mistakes and be free from those effects of those mistakes. So first is Svari. So first is going over a horse or going on a car and getting dropped right in front of the temple. Okay, we all do that. So we want to get right in front of the temple, get dropped in a car. We don't even want to walk the little bit of a distance, that little bit of distance, that street entrance until then, that we don't want to walk. That is an aparada, especially going all the way up to that point with your slippers on, with your shoes on, right? That is an aparada. Then जन्माष्टमी आदि उत्सर्गों का न करना यथा उनके दर्शन न करना था रथ यात्रा. So all the festivals, suppose if you have a temple, if the temple is nearby and then all the festivals, there is a Ratha Yatra, the Bhagavan Utsav Murti, the Bhagavan who is inside, they'll bring a small Vigraha, the Bhagavan, and they'll go on the streets. Suppose if you're not taking part in that, and if you're not taking part in other festivals of that, for example, the consecration day of the temple, they will do a lot of pujas and all that. If you're not being a part of all that, that is another aparada. Then Sri Murti ke darshan Bhagavan ke samne aakar karke pranam na karna. Suppose if you go to Bhagavan, to the temple, and if you don't do namaskara, that is a mistake also. And then going when you're not so clean. So if you're not taking a bath, or if you are on those days when you shouldn't be going to temple, or sometimes when there is a death in the family also, those days you cannot go to temple. Okay, those are the days. So suppose if by mistake we do all that, that is another papa. And then when you do pranam, you should fold both your hands. You should touch. Like some people do like this, pranam and all that. Say the temple. Some people do like this. I've seen people do this. They go to temple and they do this. Just do whatever is traditional. Just do this, right? You can do this sometimes, but both your hands should be involved. So then, also when you go around the temple, so we're going to go through a list of 32 mistakes. And I hope it's interesting for you because we all can relate to most of it, and then it's good to know. So we can avoid. In fact, most of it you are already following. But it's good to know everything, right? How important these are, right? एक हाथ से प्रणाम करना, then परिक्रमा करते समय भगवान के सामने आकर कुछ न रुक कर फिर परिक्रमा करना. Okay. When you go around the temple, you should stop at each and every vigraha, or at least when you finish the temple once, parikrama one namaste. You should not think you're doing a walking, or it's some people count their steps going around the temple. And you think if you do that, and if you don't really do it, if you do it like an exercise, not as a worship, then it's also a mistake. Each time when you do parikrama, one round, one namaskar at least, and like that. Or if there are different deities on all sides, for each deity one namaskara when you do the round. Okay. Then Sri Bhagavan के श्री विग्रह के सामने पैर stretching your legs in front of the deity. And sometimes, people hold their knees like this also. That is also not allowed. Calling your knees like that. So those are the things. So we have seen 8 aparadas like that. Then 9th one is Sri Bhagavan ke Sri Vigrah ke samne sona, dozing off. People sleep sometimes. Come to the temple and then just sleep. So that is also an aparada mistake. Sri Bhagavan ke Sri Vigrah ke samne bhojan, eating in front of Bhagavan. Even if they give prasad, go outside and have prasad. Don't do it right in front of Bhagavan and the murti in front. Especially putting your hand on the mouth where you have a contact of your saliva and all that, right? That is not accepted. That is considered to be a mistake. Shri Bhagavan ke Shri Vigrah ke samne jhoot bolna, speaking lies in front of the mandir, inside the mandir. Shri Bhagavan ke Shri Vigrah ke samne जोर से बोलना, speaking too loudly is a mistake. Shri Bhagavan ke Shri Vigrah ke samne आपस में बातचीत, then keep on chit-chatting inside the temple. That is not allowed. Shouting is not allowed. Then what else is not allowed? Kalah karna. Then doing some mischief, manipulating, scheming, all right in front of the Lord in the temple. Doing all the things are not allowed. किसी से पीड़ा देना, hurting somebody in the temple is going to make it a big papa, big mistake. Outside hurting, is bad also, but inside, right in front of Bhagavan, doing something like that is considered to be a big papa. Then favoring somebody and putting down somebody, favoring somebody, that is also not that's a papa, anugraha karna. Then speaking very harsh words. Somebody might have done some mistake. People also chant and they make some mistakes and all that. Suddenly this person gets very upset. If Bhagavan has been listening to him for such a long time, why do you worry? But this person, he's become so emotional and then he hurts the other person with very harsh words. That is not right. भगवान के सामने सारा शरीर ढक लेना, closing your entire body, putting a hood and everything, closing your face and all that. Like some people cover up the whole body. That's not allowed in front of the temple, in the temple especially. You have to dress modestly and or as much as it's required, not just covering your face and head and everything like that. Right? So then what else? Ninda. Speaking bad about somebody else who is not there in the temple is not right. And praising somebody, the temple, kind of flattering, trying to flatter somebody is also not, it's not right in the temple. Ashleel shabd bolna. Again, what speaking very inappropriately and is not allowed. Then, sometimes, farting in the temple. Farting is not allowed. Farting means what? Allowing your gas in the body to go in the temple is not allowed. You please, we have to keep ourselves so healthy that these things don't happen in the temple. This that much health we should hopefully have, or we should go out in those situations and then come back. You can come back. You can say Achyutanam, Anantanam, Govindanam. Take some names of Bhagavan, cleanse yourself by some mantras and come back. Then what? अर्थात सामने उपचारों में भगवान की सेवा पूजा शक्ति सहित एक भी गौण अर्थ. So when you have the shakti, when you have the strength, suppose if you have the strength to do namaskar, falling on the floor and doing namaskar, and if you don't do that, that is an aparadha. So whatever has to be done, depending on your strength, if you don't do it, if you don't have strength, don't do it. But if you have the strength and if you don't do it, that is an aparadha. Kana pina. So without naivedya, without offering to Bhagavan, if you eat anything in the temple, that is a papa. Then offering Bhagavan the right kind of fruits and flowers. If it is a season of apple, you offer apple. If it is a season of certain flowers, you offer the flower. That is also very important. So what is seasonal? That has to be offered to Lord before you use it. And suppose if you want to, Bhagavan, if you buy some, okra, I'm just giving it, some bananas you buy. If you buy a bunch, offer the whole bunch to Bhagavan. Don't take some and then keep it with you and then offer some and all that. No, offer the whole, and then when it comes to you, you can take your share and whatnot. Things. But the whole fruit has to be offered, not just a part and all like that. Okay, then भीड़ देखकर बैठना. Don't show your back to the vigraha, to the murti, to the form of the Lord in the temple. Don't show your back. But some people walk backwards. That is also not right because there are people in the back. You will fall on them and then it will create some trouble. They may not be able to seeing you walking backwards and all that. So be very alert and be very considerate to others also. श्री भगवान के सामने दूसरे किसी की भी प्रणाम करना. So in front of the Lord, Bhagavan is there, but you are trying to please somebody by doing pranam to that person, all that. That is not allowed. But pranam to Guru is allowed. Gurudev ki abhyarthana, kushal prashna और उनका स्तवन न करना. Suppose if a Guru is there, if a Acharya is there, you speak nicely, you do pranam, you have some kind words of respect to him, and then all that. If you don't do that towards your acharya, that is a aparadha, that is a mistake. And then finally, two things. So you don't praise yourself in the temple. They give the mic, you don't talk about how much you have done to the temple and all that. Right? So that is also not allowed actually. Inside the temple. And then in the temple also, don't talk ill about other devatas. Suppose if you are in Vishnu temple, don't think you got the license to talk badly about Shiva. Or Shiva temple, vice versa. Don't think that you can talk ill about Vishnu Bhagavan. Also. Don't put down any devata. And in the temple also, don't neglect any devata. Worship all the devata. That is all. If you don't do, then it's an aparadha according to the list of 32 aparadhas which you can commit. And I did the list because this shloka has that word which we just saw, Purusharchanan Antarat. In your worship, whatever else mistakes can happen, that can be taken care of by invoking Bhagavan as Narada. But what are the mistakes? We just want to see the list, and we just saw the list. And I think most of you are following most of the things, but it's good to know, be alert and all that. Suppose if everybody folds the hands in a temple, at least once you do, and then you say some mantra, and you look at all the devatas and do pranam, and you take the name of the Lord and all that. So that way you're able to stay away from all these mistakes. I know mostly, but it's good to know. This is where I would like to stop here because it's a big list, and we complete the list. And from the next sloka, which is sloka number 18, we'll continue tomorrow. Then be a part of this, because what we are doing is Narayana Kavacham, and we want to finish it with all your presence next week. Hari Om.